hypermiling until the gas is empty with a 50-year-old Mercedes-Benz. Today's route is from Munich to the north of Germany. We have 292 kilometers of pure German Autobahn. And this is the car today, a 1972 W111 Mercedes-Benz Cabriolet. It's the 280 SE with the 3.5 liter V8, producing a whopping 200 horsepower. But today we're not gonna speed, but we're gonna cruise and see how far a tank of gas can actually get us back in the 1970s. Okay, let's get this party started. Hypermiling in a 50-year-old convertible Mercedes. Now heading onto the beautiful German highway, which we have to do very slowly because this car has a very gentle accelerator. And turn left. And yeah, I mean, this is already too much gas, but you see it's only got a 4-speed transmission. But let's see what the max range of this car is. For the next 12 to 15 hours, I don't know how long it's gonna take, I'm gonna be sitting in this seat here. So isn't that a delight doing that for 15 hours on a beautiful Sunday? Basically, hypermiling is driving 80 kilometers an hour for as long as possible until your fuel gauge runs out. You're a sitting duck in traffic. Hopefully you have a car in front of you, which I currently don't. I mean, this is part of the hypermiling experience. You're gonna be overtaken by a bus. The first 100 kilometers hypermiling behind us. Well, now we're stuck in traffic, which isn't ideal because, well, this brings up the fuel consumption, but after 100 kilometers, we usually were stuck at around 3,000 RPM, which I don't think is ideal, but I mean, that's what we got to deal with today. And the fuel gauge hasn't moved a single bit, which that is good. I really do not know what to expect from this day, so please stay tuned to see what the final result is of this trip, because I am really uncertain of what this car is actually capable of. Because like, you don't really have tests about this car, and you don't really know how efficient the cars were built 50 years ago, because that wasn't their objectives, especially not of this car. This was like the high-end car. I'm actually quite surprised that the fuel gauge hasn't moved until now, but now we're just gonna relax and drive for another hour and then we'll see each other again. Which I mean, could be worse, I'd say. So now we're at 200 kilometers and the fuel gauge dropped just by a tiny bit. So it's not necessarily a very fuel efficient engine that we got here. The ride today has not been perfect because, as you can see, it's Sunday, and on a Sunday in Germany no trucks are allowed on the highway unless it's some necessary transportation, meaning I don't have the luxury to just stay behind the truck the entire time and just relax. So after 300 kilometers of hypermiling, we still have 2/3 of a tank left. We've been on the road since about 4 hours now. My feet already start to not feel so great, which is not ideal for this situation because, as you can tell, this is a 70s car and we do not have a cruise control, we just have our right foot. And the position which is in and the quite stiff gas pedal makes it very uncomfortable sitting here for 4 hours and pressing the gas. And yeah, let me know what you want to know about this car in the comments. This is quite an iconic and special car. I think they made like 1,700 of them, but yeah, let's head on to another hour of fun driving. We are half full or half empty. So the range, if you trust the fuel gauge, is around 800 kilometers. But I severely distrust a 50-year-old fuel gauge. Even though it's from Mercedes, peak German engineering, I somehow don't trust it. So let's see, let's drive it into the reserve tank. I don't want to fully empty it out because I don't want to get stuck on the Autobahn, but I'm just gonna reserve it, and when I feel it's nearly empty, I'm gonna pull into the next gas station. So hopefully I won't run out, and then we can figure out what the overall fuel consumption of such a beautiful car is. Getting past, having a relaxing cruising speed, and I mean, we still have half a tank of gas, so I'm not 100% certain we're gonna make it to the destination, the full 970 kilometers. But maybe 900, we shall see. What I would think is very interesting is how would the fuel consumption be if I would have the roof down? I mean, I probably wouldn't get sunburned and I would burn less fuel, definitely. Maybe that's something for another time. What do you say? Do you want to see another Hypermiling video with the roof down to see the comparison between a Cabriolet and a coupe essentially then? After 500 kilometers Hypermiling, we are, well, not doing too great. I think I put on my jacket because, yeah, the sun, I don't want to get sunburned too badly because I didn't put on any sunscreen like an idiot. 400 something kilometers to go and don't know if we're gonna make the goal. It's gonna be really, really close. 6 hours of driving until now. It was a long hour because, yeah, my navigation wasn't too great. I missed the exit I had to take. Luckily I figured it out before it was too late, so I had to take a bit of a detour across a country road, which I mean was nice, especially in this car. I don't think it was great for the average. It's a long drive, but could be worse, but also could be better. We've completed 600 kilometers of Hypermiling and the fuel gauge is about quarter full, which is very promising, I'd say. We're now 40 kilometers away from Hanover and about 160-ish kilometers away from Hamburg. So I mean, we should reach Hamburg. Depends how much I want to risk running out of fuel on the Autobahn, which I really do not. After over 650 kilometers of Hypermiling, sadly the reserve light has gone on, which is very, very unfortunate. This means I'm estimating another range of around 50 to 60 kilometers. I, however, don't know when it turned on, so it could have been 10 kilometers ago. I just noticed now. Yeah, so now the question is, how much do I want to risk it? Well, I'd say not too much. The 50 kilometers maybe is a good idea. I mean, we've been on the road now like 8 hours of Hypermiling. And I mean, this just shows the quality of how the cars were built back in the day. This is a 50-something-year-old car and it's been running since 8 hours without a single problem. So touch wood, touch wood. So we basically have 1 kilometer left to the gas station, done 677 kilometers now, and we're on reserve since like 30 kilometers, I think. So I think we should be good. I mean, at least we're off the Autobahn now. We're like 100 kilometers in front of Hamburg, and we found a good gas station that is not on the highway, which means it's cheaper, because for some reason the gas at the highway is like 50 cents more expensive than off the highway. Oh, sick. That is similar to mine, actually. I just bought one of those. There's another gas station, but here the fuel is way too expensive. 2.40 a liter. €2.40 a liter. At least I would like to be wined and dined before I've been fucked. No, but I think this one's like 2.10 a liter. That's what Google Maps said, and that's fine. Still super expensive and still sucks and everything's expensive. But that's why we're doing Hypermiling, to see how low the fuel consumption can be. Lots of people, vorsichtig. Perfect, now I'm gonna also show you how you fill up such a car. Ah, fuck.
Wo muss ich meinen Rekord auftanken?
Macht Spaß, gell?
Viel Spaß noch.
Danke, danke, dir auch. Danke. Whenever you drive an old car like this, people are super, super nice to you. If you drive like a Ferrari or something, everybody hates you. Unless you drive a Luce, then they just pity you. Because that thing sucks. It clicked. So 72.5 liters, and we did 678 kilometers. Hypermiling summary, what exactly happened? After driving 678 kilometers, I decided to go to the gas station because the reserve was on. However, when we filled up the car, it only filled up to 72 liters. So I had another 10 liters in the tank, meaning I could have gone another 100 kilometers. So the overall range is 770 something kilometers. Overall, I'm a bit disappointed by the fuel consumption. My goal was to get under the 10 liters, which I'd say is possible if I would close the roof. Yeah, I mean, it's a 50-year-old car, you can't forget that. Efficiency back in the day wasn't good at all. I mean, it kind of shows the evolution of a V8 engine isn't that insane, actually. I mean, if I compare this to the hypermiling I did with the BX7, where I also only got a fuel consumption of 7.3 liters per 100 kilometers. So overall, to improve the hypermiling for the future, choose a better day to do it and not be stuck in traffic, which I can't really impact. It wasn't ideal, but made it. But I spent 13 hours in a 50-year-old convertible Mercedes, so who can complain? Hey, I hope you liked this experiment and comment what car you would like to see in the next hypermiling video. Please like and subscribe.